Is it somebody right on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Like time through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to do another reading on Cenat. Now, last time I did a reading on Kai, it was the fact that he came back with Streamer University. I'm still here to talk about Streamer University slightly, but I'm here to do a more deeper dive on Cenat to figure out why has he came back to streaming, specifically with a new type of Streamer University this year. I'm not sure if they did 24-hour streams last year, but this year, I definitely know for sure that the students of Streamer University are specifically doing 24-hour live streams, and he will be checking in on them during these live streams. So because of that, it makes me wonder, because last time I checked, not that Cenat did 24-hour streams, but he did month-long streams. And he's having them do 24-hour streams for a couple of days, like a week. So because of that, that's only like a quarter of what he has done. And I'm wondering, why is it that Kai, I really want to know this again, and I really want to get a deeper dive on this answer, especially now that the has finally played out the way he has wanted it to. Why has Kai come back to the streaming industry? Now, I know he said he hasn't officially left, but he was definitely into fashion, creating, designing, into the, basically, he was like a Northwest, basically. Like, you know, Kim says that North is taking all these different classes to get herself acclimated and familiar with the industry, with making this, that, and the third. Well, that's exactly what Kai was. He dove into the industry, I'm sure he learned about fabrics. He learned how to sew. So he was all of this. He put all his time into this. He left streaming to do this. And now he has left that to come back to streaming. And not only that, last time he did a month-a-thon streaming, he shaved off his head and then left. And then won best streamer, or like number one streamer at, I forget what exactly music award that was. But then after that, he comes back a few months later after he had to talk about how he needed mental health break. You really need to get himself together. You know, basically, you know, when they say you shave your head, you basically have a mental breakdown. That's basically what he was going through. And he was like, you know, I had to get myself back together. And he did that, yes. But now that he's finally got himself back together, I guess dabbled in the fashion industry, he realized, you know what? Streaming it is where it's at my heart. And I'm going to put these skits through the exact same stuff that almost made me have a mental breakdown. Like, can we please rationalize how this, like, is this like testing them and training them to see if they can withstand what the industry, it's like Kai's putting them through boot camp, literally. Like, he has gone to the trenches and through, and he's like, I'm gonna put you guys through what I've been through, so that way nobody can say they don't know what it's like to be a streamer, or what comes with streaming was a surprise. He was like, I told you straight up, take it from me. I have an award to say that I am the number one streamer. So he's like, because of that, the Streamer University is coming with some credit. And like I said, he had big brains up here where we're figuring out what he wanted to do with this. Now, this is what I found from Google, because I had to ask Google straight up. And Google said, Cenat brought back Streamer University to end his 9-month hiatus from broadcasting. First off, 9 months is a significant period, because the number 9 usually means the end of a completion of a cycle. However, here on Earth, we live on a 12-month cycle instead of a 9-month cycle. But if you think about gestation and how things grow in cycles, it's usually 9 months. So because of that, think about that deeply. Now he's finally emerged from his 9-month hiatus with Streamer University 2. Anyway, during which he had stepped back to deal with creative burnout and focus on his fashion label, Vivette. He returned to the platform to host his massive creator and incubator, mentored up an upcoming talent, and provided a collaborative space that bridges the gap between aspiring creators and digital superstars. The multi-day weekend event runs through the morning, so I wish they would have said from when it started, but it's going to conclude on July 20th. So like literally tomorrow, because of the day of the recording, it's the 19th. And because of that, we have some professors out here, which are some big known people like T-Pain, Lizzo, and I'm surprised to see Pokimane if any of you guys are a part of the gaming community. However, some other things that I had found interesting when it comes to this is that there are also people out there, because I was wondering, I said, we were going to have to really see who is he going to pick, because he was very selective on who he was trying to bring into Streamer University. And now I'm questioning the people that he brought into Streamer University, like Plaque Max. Why is Plaque Max there? Like, no hate towards Plaque Max, but he's pretty established. I mean, you rejected, I forget who it was. Was it iSpeed or somebody that you had like a problem with, or you like rejected somebody because they had like too many streamers, or they were pretty much in the industry already, and you're just like, I can't do anything for you, just like out reject them. So I'm trying to figure out what was the mindset behind picking certain people like Plaque Max or even Sky Jackson. Sky Jackson, an actor who really has an established platform already. I mean, I guess, yes, everybody needs to be taught something, but when you're a celebrity, honestly, you don't need to do much. Your audience is going to come to you. No-name YouTubers that have to start from the bottom up with zero people to like subscribe and like follow them. They're the true ones that are going to need help processing Streaming University. Sky Jackson has done the sleepless hours and stuff like that has to come with acting and traveling and all those different things. So she's like built and equipped for that. That's why I'm like, Kai, who are we picking here? Those were just a few names out there. Oh, also out there for the gaming community, Lugwid is also in there as well. I'm just saying, that was just throwback to the pandemic when I was obsessed with Among Us. That's how I got familiar with some of the gamer YouTubers out there, or gaming streamers out there. So because of that, it's glad to see them still having a huge name out there. Congratulations to y'all. But also I'm glad you have guys made it to being professors, because they definitely know about 24-hour streamings as well. And I'm really glad that Lizzo is a professor, because Lizzo definitely needs a building up at this very moment. So I'm glad that she is able to give, and definitely getting some advice from Lizzo would be very great, especially when it comes to having to deal with the hardships of just being in the industry. But all that to be said, I was just going to briefly talk about Streamer University. So we have all those praises and all that going on with his Streamer University. Another thing is that it has acquired over like 6 million views. And I think it has outdone Streamer University 1. So because of that, and so this has also brought a lot of attention to the university that he was using. I'm sorry, I wish I could quote it by name. I didn't think I was actually going to bring it up, but it just happened to come up since that was just facts that I had been looking up. So the last 6 million views that Kai is using to stream in have also brought attention to that college or institution. So because of that, everybody's kind of benefiting from this. Not saying that this institution is a streaming institution, but it just has brought attention to what they are, who they are, and all those different things. So because of that, it was a profitable business for everybody. But I just really want to know, after all this 9 months, Kai, why did you want to come back to streaming? That's the important part. Forget about Streaming University. Why did you come back to streaming? We have the Page of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, I was almost nervous there for a second. The Seven of Swords. The Queen of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. Okay. These are interesting. These are really interesting. All right, let's see. But I'm really like the Seven of Swords in the past because it's giving. You know, like they say, that part, Seven of Swords. So because of that, I'm just going to pull some outside influences to see, to see what is going on surrounding Kai when it comes to his mentality and what's pushing him back to this. Okay, we have the clouds. I wanted to slip right on out. We have the path. We have the well. And we have thoughts. I'm not surprised, honestly. Every card plays off of each other and honestly echoes the same exact sentiment. So all that being said, you know what? Before I do this, I'm gonna pull two cards, just one from each, that's going to answer my question right here. And I'll come back to that question when I finish this reading, because this is going to tell me if what I'm feeling or thinking and feeling from this reading is going to be conferred by that. But what I want to know is, what I see here is the Page of Swords. So first off, we have two pages. Actually, honestly, we have two pages and a queen. So that's like two different energies. We have like immaturity, like not literally, but pages are usually adolescents, or like, what do they call it? Not it's kind of come to me, apprentices in that sense, where they're in the learning stages, the beginning stages, the novice stage kind of sense. And then we have a queen who on the other side is very expertise, has a lot of years and experiences, and is wise. So because of that, we have those two conflicting energies with Kai, but I'm not surprised, because what do I see here in his future? The Two of Pentacles. And right now in this present moment, he is kind of inadvertently the Two of Pentacles, because he is the queen and he is the pages at the same time. And where is this all stemming from? The Seven of Swords. And like I said, that part. And that part is the Seven of Swords. This is where it all stems from. Him leaving streaming, yes, but he was leaving it to, we all know that it was for some self-help and to really get inside of himself. But usually the Seven Swords usually symbolizes leaving a situation because you're trying to avoid something. And you think that if you leave it, or if you sneak away or like leave, then it's not going to like, you know how they kind of say out of sight, out of mind? That's the Seven of Swords energy that I'm getting. That Kai was just like, if I leave if I leave streaming and I do this and I do that, nobody's really going to notice that I'm out here trying to search and find truly who I am on the inside. I mean, but he's a bit confused. He's still on that self-searching journey. So he was like, you know what? Streaming isn't it. That's not me. I'm going to leave it. Only just to come back to it again, because it's an unresolved wound inside of himself that he still has to deal with. But I don't want to say cowardly, dismissed it by leaving it. And that's why he has came back to it and is almost picking up exactly where he left off. But also that symbolizes a good, healthy pace. Two of Pentacles, of working out some inner work within inside of himself. Like the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles shows out the mind, Page of Swords, and the physical, the body, the reality, Page of Pentacles. Kind of interesting that the Swords is above the Pentacles. And I really like that. And even more elemental wise, I really love that above all of that, the fire reigns on top. And it is a matured type of fire. And honestly, not saying that Kai is in touch with his feminine, but usually the Queen of Wands, symbolizing that divine feminine energy, symbolizes the intuition, the being able to sense and read a room, a sense of being able to find a sense of guidance, inner seeking, being able to sit still in your feelings, all those different types of things. Because usually masculine energy is go, 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 do, 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 Seven of Swords type of energy. But once you realize that that's not going to work and you're really going to have to go back to the drawing board, it's like the Queen of Wands. He emerged like the phoenix out of the flames. And that's why he's feeling so confident to come back to Streamer University. But what's surrounding him, this is all great and all, what's surrounding him and the Two of Pentacles in his future symbolizes a balance of a sort of trying to come to grips with if this is still truly what he wants to do. He did it great, yeah. But am I going to officially come back to streaming after doing the Streamer University? Or was this me trying to get my foot into the door, test it out, and then I'm going to dip right back out like the Seven of Swords says? You know, like a revolving door, in and out kind of thing. Because we see here is the clouds. And the cloud symbolizes confusion, especially in the past. But yes, it could symbolize either the clouds are getting ready to pass, which I definitely see since it's in the past. So the clouds here is in the past, and then everything that's going towards his future in the reading is this away. So it symbolizes that the clouds, the confusion that once was, is being driven away, and he has symbolized and chosen to come back on this path. It's not like the Seven of Swords says, out of sight, out of mind. He could have just ran and never came back and never looked back at it again and truly ran from his problems. But that's not queen energy. That's not truly dealing with the problems when you really want to have some true resolve and change and evolution within inside of yourself. Evolutions that wand fire phoenix energy. So because of that, he made the conscious choice to make a return to streaming despite the mental weight that it has put on him. And we see here moving forward is the well. Still inside of himself, he has a whole lot to search within, deeper within, like the Two of Pentacles symbolizes. And he's in deep thought still if he really truly wants to return. This was, like I said, maybe a little to get a little taste of it back. But honestly, I'm not sure if he's fully truly ready. Like I said, a whole lot. It was up and down, this, that. It was a lot going on when it came to Streamer University and getting it back up, shutdowns, security problems, drama, which was honestly what he wanted, but not drama like that, but just, just bring attention to my streaming. So that way, because that's everything that he wants. Creating, what do they call it? Live content right on the spot where everybody gets to react in real time instead of post time. So because of that, that's a new type, because you know how usually people, you react on a live stream, but you react to something that's like pre-recorded, but this is all live. This is all real. We're almost in the room with them and we're getting everything firsthand, not secondhand, not third hand, not even fourth hand. Because sometimes you're watching somebody else watch somebody else's videos that they did, so it's like an inception type of thing, and Kai has like cut that right off at the root, and it was like, we're going to get as first contact that we can, and that's streaming 24/7. Checking out, do people have the type of mentality? Like I said, this is boot camp. He's been through it, so y'all gonna have to go through it too. And if y'all can't go through what Kai went through, then you don't deserve the title that he had, basically. So he's taking that with a sense of pride, and he's going to give back to the community, like I said beforehand in another video. But it definitely is symbolizing that it's all stemming from less about, I want to help everybody, but in the process of helping everybody, I'm really helping myself, because I'm trying to figure out who I am. Is this what I truly want to do? I did fashion. Okay, I was running from my problems. Let me run back. Let me do this. Let me do that. So it's like all those different things. So the question that I really wanted to know, looking at all these cards, and you could kind of get the sentiment as I was reading, but the true ultimate thing I wanted to know about Kai Cenat when I was looking at these cards and the energy that I was getting is, does Kai Cenat have a sense of who he is identity-wise? Or is he still in the process of having an identity crisis and he's still looking for a personality of who he truly is? Okay, I like that. The Queen of Pentacles paired with the Queen of Wands. I really do. And a journey. I really do like that. I really do like I said, we went from the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. Like I said, we were the pages, the Page of Pentacles, which was crowned by the Page of Swords, which I really enjoy, but they're two pages. And then the two pages were ruled over by the queen, which is a maturing, evolved energy from that page. And then talking about Kai and who he is and has he find himself, we end off on the queen anyway at the very end, just like the Queen of Wands, that evolution, that growth, like I said, that Two of Pentacles, that balance of trying to regain a sense of internal navigation within inside of himself. And because his foundation is the Page of Pentacles, and he ends off as the Queen of Pentacles in the very end with the mentality of the Queen of Wands. It's like the page that once was reckless with his sword, was once reckless with his power, his influence, is now honed in with a mature sense of being a seeker, a guidance, a train. He is now conducting the train instead of being the person on the train. So because of that, even yes, he's still on a mental journey with inside of himself and figuring out who he is, yes, but also on that journey, he's spreading seeds and helping everybody along the way. That's why it's like a train. It's a communal train. It's like, come along on this journey of growth with me if you're so about growth and finding out who you are. That's really what the Streamer University is. Who are you is streaming for you. You're going to figure out who you are by the end of this. So because of that, because that's what Kai is searching for by the end of this Streamer University 2. He's hoping that he understands himself a bit better and who he truly is and what he truly wants. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Kai Cenat. I sure did. I just really wanted to double check and come in really just to dig deeper in on what is the motivation behind the Streamer University. But scratch that. What is the true definition and meaning of why Kai Cenat has came back to streaming? When it was all fashion this, fashion that, self-journey, self-healing, inner work, and all that. Doing that shadow work, that inner work, that light work, all that type of work that they say in the esoteric new age. He was doing all of that. And then suddenly to come back to what made you have a mental breakdown almost, where you got to shave your head. It just seems a little bit retroactive and going back to what, like they say, sometimes trauma and exposure therapy will help with that type of trauma or those types of wounds inside of yourself. Returning back to the scene, it's going to help you move forward and heal moving forward. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed that. That was just a little bit of psychology, but hey, who knows? I'm not a psychologist, but that's just what I get off of the internet from watching many videos on psychology, because it's just interesting. And honestly, like I say, astrology and psychology go hand in hand. They're one and the same to me. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You really mean a lot to the channel. And become a beautiful sunflower. Spread those beautiful sunflower seeds all over the beautiful earth. Just like the Queen of Wands spreads that sunflower seed, just like this sun and the light all spreads beautiful sunflower seeds, guidance, and navigation. And honestly, if you spread those beautiful positive sunflower seeds, maybe and be a light bearer, yes, and be that light bearer and be that influence for everybody, for anybody else, not for everybody else, but for anybody else who needs a beacon of light, a sense of guidance. And that's exactly what Kai Cenat is being for somebody out there. You know, that cliche phrase of, I wish there was somebody like me when I was starting out. So that's exactly what Kai is fulfilling. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. Give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. And you know what I say before I go. Hype us up. Subscribe to us. And don't forget to thumbs up. Hey, sunflowers.